Sigole yuntiantas no let's neon gets onio de aga ni okale guaho nigita lodo. Sigole, my name is Eliza Skenandore. I am a Oneida Nation member and also part of the Wolf Clan. This semester I created a traditional regalia for my son, and I'm going to share you that process with you. So I'm a Oneida tribal member, and we're considered a woodland Indian tribe because of where our homelands are in the northern eastern United States. Our regalia is not the typical wear most people associate with Native Americans. I will be sharing my creative and critical thinking process, but also be sharing part of my culture and traditional values. We wear our traditional regalia during ceremonies, community gatherings, and other celebrations. The regalia is not costuming, it's a part of who we are, and elements of the regalia reflect much of what is important to us and is part of our history by who or with what it is made. When picking up the materials, I felt was like one of the hardest parts. Some of the materials I worked with was cotton, ribbon, velvet, pellin, glass seed beads, nylon thread, and leather. And so when I first started the project, it was kind of just like, didn't have a design in mind or anything. I just wanted to kind of pick out the colors and materials before I got started. So I laid all the materials out on my bed and kind of figured out what I wanted to work with. So I had different types of velvet. I had the black, red, blue, and then gray, and then different cottons to use for his shirt and the backing for his for all his raised beadwork pieces. And so I decided to go with kind of a gray and black and white tone. And so after I picked out the materials, then I put all the beads that I had on the materials and kind of fit which went with what, because with the beads there isn't just, black, red, white, blue and stuff. You have like different shines and different materials that the beads are. Some are like transparent, some are shiny, some are matte, some are opaque. And so I decided to go with an opaque gray, an opaque white, and a matte black, and then some gunmetal beads. And then the ribbons I chose were gray and white. I decided to actually upcycle clothing for his outfit. He is currently 4 years old, and he might not be able to wear like his ribbon shirt for very long because he goes through these growth spurts and then he's just up a size. And so I decided to go to my local resale clothing shop for children, and I purchased a shirt for $4 and a pair of pants for $2.50. And so with the shirt, I figured I just picked an actual pattern that is typically used for a ribbon shirt, which is a dress shirt, and then I just figured I would add ribbons to it. Starting the project, the first thing I decided to make is the cuffs. I feel like this was the hardest, and the total amount of hours just putting in the cuffs itself was 18 hours, and then I also lost another 3 hours because I made them too small, and so I didn't really once I made them too small, I had the idea to actually make them big enough for him to pretty much have his whole life. And so the cuffs that I made for him they actually fit me, and but they also he can also wear them at the age of 4, which is nice. So how the cuffs are done is there's usually two sides. There's the front and the back, and that's how you kind of hide all your beaded stitches. And so what I started off with is the putting the velvet on and then beading around it. And I do what is called raised beadwork, and it's a type of beadwork that the Haudenosaunee do. And it's the one that's the gray stitch is that goes all the way around is called the rope stitch. And so that's it takes a lot of time to do. The cuffs themselves took 18 hours alone. And so I did first the rope stitch around, and then I put on this rhinestone banding next to it, and then I just added some extra beadwork, bringing in more gunmetal beads on the bottom, and then I did a wolf paw print in the middle of the cuff. And the reason why I chose the wolf paw print is because I am Wolf Clan, and because I'm Wolf Clan, my son is Wolf Clan, because the Oneida actually get their clan from their mother. And so typically we will put our clan is represented in our regalia, and it shows other members of our nation and other nations what clan you are. And so this is my workstation. I like to keep my stuff kind of scattered around and kind of to see where I'm all at. I tend to start a project and then start another project and start another project, and they all kind of end at the same time. And so here I have started and almost finished the cuffs. The moccasins are done because he previously had those. I made those a while back for him, and they still fit him. Nice thing about moccasins is they stretch with your feet with a growing child, so he's had those for about a year already, and he still fits them. And then his breechcloth and his ribbon shirt, slowly getting that together too, and then his leggings. I try to keep it organized. Everything, all his whole project fit in a little tub, storage tub, which is nice. And they all used around the same type of beads, and so it wasn't too much in there or what I needed for the project, so it all kind of fit together nicely. And so it was very nice to have a large workspace. I just used the kitchen table. And then his ribbon shirt, again, it was a second-hand dress shirt, and then I added ribbons. I sewed the ribbons on his back, and then also glued them on. And then on the front of his ribbon shirt, I glued them on, and then it's beaded on the top and the bottom of the ribbon so that it doesn't frill up or doesn't fall off, and then it just kind of looks really nice too. His Mario medallion is part of his regalia. I actually made this for him for his 4th birthday. He is totally into Mario, and so that's another part of our regalia where it kind of brings in who you are. So this piece will probably follow him until he's much older too. I made the lanyard on it removable, and so as he gets bigger I can replace it with a longer one. The Mario is fully beaded, and it's just kind of a piece that really represents who he is, but at the same time he can wear it within his regalia. He's already beaten Mario 3D and is totally into video games even at the age of 4. His breechcloth, it was kind of funny how I measured it. I actually used a kitchen towel to measure it on him and kind of see what it would, look for size on him. And then the kitchen towel actually had like these little lines that went across it, so that's where I kind of knew where to cut. I also decided to use the natural edging of hide, which I thought was and a good creative side of me. Not to keep it just, square. Typically it's, square and clean cut, but I like the look of the natural hide, and so I actually kept it. And then the stick figure I created represents his Oneida name, which is Lananahawi, and it means that he carries a song. And so I had this little stick figure, and then he has a backpack on him, and then it's got like music sounds coming out of his bag, which is Lananahaw, which I think is beautiful that I was able to put his Oneida name in his regalia. I really enjoyed this project, and I think it was a wise choice to pick this project. Not only did I learn something about beadwork and my beadwork, but it was also nice to be able to do this project because I know I'll be able to share it and talk about the regalia making. Time spent in total, I spent about 66 hours in total on his whole outfit, and that's not even including the time where I am in the middle of the night thinking about what I'm going to do next. It's not including the time that I dream about his outfit. I actually had a dream about his little stick figure, which I think is amazing. And it doesn't include the time spent picking out materials or drawing his patterns or designs, and doesn't include the time included that trying to get him fit. Anytime I finished a piece, I would have him try it on just make sure it fit correctly, or if I wanted to add any additional materials to it or beadwork to it. And so 66 hours in total is just including the beading and sewing time for this project. And these are my works cited, and Yonko, thank you for viewing.